This is Talk with Tochi. Today, I just want to talk about how I started my personal business. Okay, so started like this. While I was still in school, a certain time, I decided to learn something. So I started learning bead making from a friend of mine, kind of like my classmate. So I started learning bead making from her, and it was so nice. I learned a lot from her. I learned how to make bags. I learned how to attach beads to slippers. I learned how to make earrings. I learned a lot, flower vase. I learned a lot, guys. So I decided that, okay, I think that was as at my 300 second semester. So I decided that, okay, so after school, what is the thing I can actually learn? Like, what is the business that I would like to go into, because before my NYSC and then getting a job, or the whole process that it takes. So I decided that I should learn that for the meantime, and it was really nice for me to learn it. I really enjoyed learning from her because she was so nice. At a point where you feel like, this is my mate, so why should she be the one teaching me, or I'm teaching my mate? You should feel somehow. Well, I never got to that point because we had so much fun learning. She learned some things from me that weren't vocational, and I also learned vocational stuffs from her. So it was really nice learning from her. So after then, when I started my NYSC, I started doing the footwear. When I first came back to Nigeria, like I said, that I schooled outside. So I started doing floppy slippers, that's the Dunlop. I started doing, adding beads to it, and people were buying. But to some extent, it wasn't really their thing, because over there is their thing. They can actually wear it. It's like just their go-to slippers. They can wear it and go anywhere. So around here, they were expecting me to sell it for a very lesser price because it was that kind of slippers. So I had to stop doing it after I sold all that I had at that time. I stopped doing it, and I said that, okay, probably I should do this on a leather slippers. So I started on, I didn't know how to make footwears. So I had to get a shoemaker that would be doing that for me while I put the beads on the slippers. Probably he would just cut the pattern and give it to me. I apply the beads and then send it back to him for him to do the remaining work. So at this time when I started, my mom was always like, how can a lady be doing footwear? You went to school, how can you be doing footwear? And this thing was already turning to my passion, guys. Like, it was turning to my passion. I really wanted to do it. I was having fun doing it. I was enjoying it. Like, most times when I go out and I say I'm a shoemaker, they're like, wow, that's nice, a lady making shoes. So it even made me proud of myself, sort of, because when you say it and everybody's like, wow, nice, you're making shoes, that's really nice. So it made me proud. I wanted to do it more. From there, when I started serving, I decided to learn how to make shoemaking as a whole. So I enrolled in shoemaking classes or training. I started learning. My boss would teach me patterns, teach me how to sketch. I started from sketching. Like, if you're a shoemaker, you don't know how to sketch, you never learned. Like, you are not yet a full shoemaker. You have to learn how to sketch. Probably one of these days I will do just a DIY. Sorry, DIY of how you can just do a simple slippers for yourself, and you don't need to use any machine just to do it for yourself. So that is back to my gist and my story. So I started learning shoemaking, sketches, drawings, how to cut pattern. First, I learned how you have to learn that your hand should be straight while cutting. If not, when you're cutting, you feel go cut rubbish. So that one really took me so much time to learn how my hand should be straight while cutting. So I learned that. Guys, it was really nice for me. It was a very nice experience because this thing was. I literally quit my job for learning it actually, because when the job I got Y7, it was like an employment job. I was serving, and then I had the opportunity of the job. So I would go to my PPA, my place of primary assignment, once in a while just to show my face when I am off, because it was a shift job, and then I would go to my work. So to an extent, I really wanted to pursue this my passion, so I had to quit that job and I started going for my shoemaking classes. So I started learning. Before I knew it, I could make handbags. God, I could make handbags. It was really nice. So I made my first very small handbag. I made another handbag. God, I was happy. My boss was always happy with me because he felt like as a lady it would take me so much time to learn that work, but it didn't take me so much time because I feel like when you're doing something and that thing is your passion, you're not just doing it for the money for it, or you're just doing it because you love it. It's something you want to, you really want to do. So guys, I really would advise, if you're doing something, I know that in this part of our world, sometimes your passion will not help you to get the money you really want or something. But sometimes just try to do something you really love and you see the outcome. Even when you are having difficulties in um, growing, difficulties in running the business, you always have it at the back of your mind that this is a passion and it's really what I want to do. So I can keep pushing and I'll keep getting better. So try to make anything you're doing your passion, to be able to give you the strength to keep pushing it. Just like when they say love someone, when you love someone and the person is your friend, when you're going through difficulties, you'll be able to push through because you guys are one. So it's just this way. Once the thing is your passion, you'll be able to push through, you'll be able to do better things. You just want to do it because it's your passion, and you can't stop doing it. So keep doing it. So after I finished my NYC and I was done with the lessons I was learning for shoemaking, I came back home. Coming back home, I saved up some money to buy some little equipment for the business. So I started making shoes. At that time, it wasn't really happening as I wanted it to happen because let's say I wasn't really enlightened about the social media marketing. I wasn't enlightened about advertising. I would say it that way because if I know what, if I knew rather, oh Jesus, if I knew what I know now, I think it would have been better for me because the social media marketing and everything, I didn't know it. And at some point too, oh God, it, do you know what it was for me? Like, my mom would say, "You're doing footwear, you're a lady." I really had issue with that because my mom wasn't happy with it. She's always like, "Why are you making footwear? You're a lady. A lady shouldn't do this." Lady, I think that was what actually killed my morale at some point. I felt like, okay, let me just listen to this woman so that she will stop complaining. So at some point, I started to like take a little break, and I have to really learn this break thing. It's really affecting me because when you take a break, it drags you back. So I said to take a little break and like figure out, and then I got a job. but I still could not push away my passion. So I had to get someone to be fixing the footwears for me. I would advertise. I would, once I have orders, I would just squeeze away. During the weekends, I take my time, I make the footwears. When the order is much, I get someone else. I have someone else that takes care of the making of the footwear and everything. Then I take over the packaging. I just had to mix it because I couldn't stop thinking about the footwear. It's just a passion. So guys, that's how I started this business. It's not like I just said, okay, I'm looking for money and let me start. It was something I really wanted to do, and even when the business is going some way and I know that it's not in my favor, sometimes I feel like maybe I should just quit. But when I remember that this is really what I want, this is what I look forward to be bigger in the future, I still keep pushing forward. So my moral lesson for you today is yes you, keep pushing, never give up, because one day it's gonna bloom. Okay guys, so I think this is my video. I just wanted to just talk about how I started my business. Sometimes you don't start by planning, because I didn't have a business plan. I just started because it was something I wanted to do. Okay, but at this era now, I think if you want to start something, I would advise you just sketch out a little thing, your plan of how you want to start the business, because at some point it actually affected me, because since I didn't have a business plan, it's really affected me. So guys, probably I will do a different video on that, because this video is already very long. I'll do a different video on business plan, because you really need to like have a business plan to start something. If you start without a business plan, when you get to some extent, it's going to choke you. You have to know different things, your pricing, your packaging, your everything. For me, as I started, I didn't have any plan. I didn't have any pricing particular to my head. I was just doing it for my normal discretion. It didn't really go the way I wanted it, but once I had my plan, I had what I wanted to do, I had when I wanted to do this, when I wanted to release this collection, when I wanted to do this design of mold or design of heels or sandal or shoe, then that's when the business started taking position and started taking shape. So I think if you want to start, whether your passion or something you just want, a little thing you just want to start, just have a little sketch, just probably one page of how you really want your business to go, how you want to do the advertising. There's a lot to do. My fellow entrepreneurs, there's a lot to do. You don't just start business because you want to start business, because when you get to the middle, you go hook. Okay guys, so I've deviated from what I was saying, and I would really like you, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and also watch. Guys, I don't know what's happening. Please now watch my channel. What did I do wrong? Okay, thanks to my returning subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for always coming through for me. And thanks to the person that is watching that hasn't subscribed yet, because you're missing out. On this channel, you are missing out. See you on my next video, loves. Bye.